message because no place should be left behind.
Tonight, several developing stories as we come on the air. The critical midterm elections, where the key races stand tonight on the eve of the election. A dead heat, and this is all about turnout now. Also breaking tonight, what could be a hurricane bearing down on Florida. That system then heading right up the East Coast to New York City and the Northeast. And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, her first interview on the attack and on her future in Congress. First tonight, the key races in the battlegrounds down to the wire tonight. The Pennsylvania showdown between John Fetterman and Dr. Mehmet Oz. President Biden and former President Obama in Pennsylvania making the case for Fetterman. Dr. Oz joined in Pennsylvania by former President Trump. The closing argument they made together. In Georgia tonight, another dead heat. Senator Raphael Warnock and his Republican challenger Herschel Walker neck and neck. Senator Warnock and what he said today about Herschel Walker. And tonight, Walker making his closing argument. Republicans needing just one seat to take back control of the Senate, just 5 seats to take control of the House. What we're seeing in these final hours, Eva Pilgrim and Steve Osunsami live in the battlegrounds. Rick Klein and Rachel Scott at the big boards tonight. The key numbers to watch as we head into election night. Also on this Monday night, the state of emergency at this hour in Florida. A hurricane watch now in effect along the eastern shoreline. Nicole gaining strength, possibly hitting as a Category 1 hurricane, then making its way up the coast through several major cities right into New York and the Northeast. Rob Marciano standing by with the timing and track. He's in Florida tonight. Speaker Nancy Pelosi, for the first time, describing the police at her door, breaking the news of that brutal attack on her husband. And tonight here, Speaker Pelosi is asked how the assault could affect her future in Congress, and how she answered that question is making news tonight. The war in Ukraine, our team with extraordinary access to the Iranian drones being used by the Russians to attack Ukraine. And the other major headline tonight, one of Putin's key allies says he did meddle in U.S. elections and that he will do so again. James Longman inside Ukraine tonight. Back here at home tonight, massive explosions and a fire at a chemical plant in Georgia. Communities evacuated, fearing more explosions. And tonight, the question, who wants to be a billionaire? Tonight's Powerball jackpot, the largest now in history. What the jackpot is now at tonight. And we're live in line tonight with Americans coast to coast.
From ABC News election headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening tonight from ABC News election headquarters here in New York City on the eve of this crucial midterm election. We have several developing stories as we come on the air tonight. What could soon be a hurricane bearing down on Florida tonight and then right up the East Coast. Also, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, her first interview on the attack on her husband, the police at her door, and Speaker Pelosi tonight on her future in Congress. But we are going to begin tonight, of course, with the critical midterm election where the key Senate races that will determine control of the Senate are in a dead heat going into Election Day. This will all come down to turnout. And take a look at this tonight. These are the two numbers you're going to hear from us over and over again on election night, this time tomorrow night. The numbers 1 and 5. Republicans need a net gain of just 1 seat to take back control of the Senate. A net gain of just 5 seats to take back control of the House. Of course, we're also tracking the 36 races for governor playing out across this country. I'm going to be joined here in the studio, of course, this time tomorrow night by our powerhouse political team. It's not going to be this quiet 24 hours from now. And in a moment, Rick Klein, Rachel Scott, both over at the big boards with the key numbers tonight, the states to watch. They've got a bit of a voter's guide to help you through early tomorrow night, what to be looking for early in the evening. But first here tonight, the race to the finish in Pennsylvania, always a key state. And again this time, John Fetterman against Dr. Mehmet Oz, President Biden and former President Obama, both traveling there, making the case for Fetterman. Dr. Oz joined by former President Trump in Pennsylvania. There as well, the closing argument they made together. ABC's Eva Pilgrim leading us off tonight in Pittsburgh.
Dr. Mehmet Oz.
It's the most closely watched race in the country, and tonight it's a virtual tie. So tomorrow, turnout, the name of the game. Democrat John Fetterman pleading with his party's base in Philadelphia.
Everyone that's willing to go out and go knock on doors and to get out the votes right now, because there is just so much at stake right now.
In a sign of how pivotal this race could be, President Biden and former President Obama both traveling to Pennsylvania to help close the deal.
This is a guy who has been fighting for regular folks his whole life. He is who he says he is. You can tell what's in his heart, what's in his gut,
President Biden arguing the stroke Fetterman suffered in May has only made him a stronger candidate.
John's gotten knocked down, but he gets back up. He's gotten up quickly. John has character, integrity, and he's going to be a hell of a good senator, United States Senator for Pennsylvania.
The Republican candidate, Dr. Mehmet Oz, laser focused on kitchen table issues, inflation, crime. Oz also now positioning himself as a moderate, able to work with members of both parties.
How many of you think Washington's getting it wrong? Yeah. So I think they're getting it wrong because of radical policies. And part of what I want to bring to Washington is balance. You all in?
Still, in the final days of the campaign, Oz rallying with former President Donald Trump.
We want Oz to get some of the juice because he has to win. You know, I'll tell you what, this could be the vote that's going to make the difference between a country and not a country.
And so let's bring in Eva Pilgrim with us live tonight from Pittsburgh. And Eva, as you know, Dr. Oz rallying with former President Trump, but Dr. Oz also trying to make the case that he's going to be a moderate Republican. In fact, he followed that rally with the former president with a more moderate Senator Susan Collins from Maine. And we all know Senator Collins didn't always see eye to eye with the former president.
That's right, David. Just hours after appearing on stage with Trump, we saw Dr. Oz with Susan Collins. Collins saying that Oz will bring balance, he will listen to both sides, and he's really hoping that message sticks, in particular with suburban women, a group that he thinks is critical to winning this election. David.
All right, Eva Pilgrim leading us off here tonight. Eva, thank you. And in Georgia tonight, another dead heat. Senator Raphael Warnock and his Republican challenger Herschel Walker, they are neck and neck as well. Senator Warnock and what he said today about Herschel Walker. And Walker right here tonight making his own closing argument. ABC's Steve Osunsami from Atlanta now.
On one of his final stops of his bus tour across the state, U.S. Senator Raphael Warnock was in Macon, Georgia today, making his closing argument with voters, saying that his opponent isn't ready to go to Washington.
Herschel Walker is neither ready nor fit to represent the people of Georgia in the United States Senate.
More than 2.5 million Georgians have already voted. Close to 2 million more are expected to vote tomorrow. And polls suggest that the U.S. Senate race here is one of the closest in the country, despite or in spite of months of bad press for Republican Herschel Walker, who opposes abortion rights and has had 2 women come forward saying that he paid for their abortions.
And about the Herschel, there's a hole.
Walker is famous here for his college football days at the University of Georgia. And during the school's big game this weekend, where UGA won.
One more snap, and Georgia goes to 9-0.
Both candidates spent more than $100,000 each airing ads.
So I'm going to tell Senator Warnock, don't let that door hit you in the backside as you walk out of that room. That room don't belong to you, sir. That room belongs to the people.
Walker's ticket mate, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, was on a plane today flying to voters and arguing that he's a better choice than Democrat Stacey Abrams. Everyone from the top of the Republican ticket, except for Herschel Walker, was on the governor's plane. Walker has been endorsed by former President Trump. Governor Brian Kemp has not.
Steve Osunsami joins us from Atlanta tonight. Steve, officials I know there are preparing, and I know people at home don't want to hear this, but they are preparing for the strong possibility that Georgia, the Senate race, if neither candidate gets 50%, this could then head to a runoff.
That's right, David. You know, you need 50% or more to win a race in Georgia. And because there's a third-party candidate in that U.S. Senate race, and the polls showing the race so tight between the 2 major campaigns, the 2 major campaigns are preparing for a runoff 4 weeks from tomorrow. And that divide that we're seeing between what you might call the Kemp Republicans and the Trump Republicans is being downplayed a bit on the right, but it is something interesting to watch if this heads into a runoff, as many expect. David.
All eyes on Georgia. Georgia on my mind. Steve Osunsami, you'll be here tomorrow night for election night with us all night long. Thank you, Steve. I want to get right over to the big boards tonight. Our political director, Rick Klein, Rachel Scott, who covers Congress, both with us here. Rick, you're a veteran at this. Normally behind the scenes for years. Tonight, we're going to put you right in front of the camera and straight through election night. First, the 3 states that you have been saying to watch very closely on election night: Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Nevada.
Yeah, these are your big 3. You've got Georgia, which is now controlled by Democrats. Pennsylvania, now by Republicans, where Dr. Oz and Fetterman are squaring off. And out in Nevada, that's probably Republicans' best pickup opportunity. David, whoever wins 2 out of those 3 states is almost certainly going to win control of the United States Senate.
And in Nevada, that's Catherine Cortez Masto,
right,
largely believed to be the most endangered or one of the most endangered Democratic senators.
That's exactly right.
Let's look at the numbers in each one of these states to show our viewers at home just how close each one of these Senate races is.
Yeah, starting with Georgia, I mean, this has gotten tighter somehow after the recent revelations. And as we just heard from Steve, you're running not just against each other, but against 50%. Someone has to top that number, and you've seen Herschel Walker overtake Raphael Warnock just slightly in the 538 average.
Pennsylvania tonight?
Pennsylvania, another one. Look, you cannot get a race any tighter than this. We saw that debate performance a couple weeks ago. It seems like it has tightened it, and that is just absolutely neck and neck.
But just a few seconds left for the board. Nevada tonight.
Yeah, Nevada is a place where the Democrat, Catherine Cortez Masto, has been trailing rather consistently. As you said, David, probably the best opportunity for the Republicans, and it's going to be a late night out there.
Yeah, this is going to be the ground game, all about the ground game in Nevada. Rick, thank you. You'll be here all night long. Rachel Scott with us again tonight from Washington, and this is the historical context of all of this. A president in the White House, the party in the White House usually faces a very difficult midterm.
And David, we went back in history to look at how former presidents fared in their first midterm election. So let's start in 2010. Former President Barack Obama, his approval rating was at 40%. He lost 63 Democratic seats in the House.
Called it a shellacking.
He called it a shellacking. He called it humbling. In 2018, former President Donald Trump, his approving sat at 40%, lost 40 seats in the House. It will be up to voters to decide whether Democrats gain or lose seats now, but President Biden's approval rating sitting right around where Donald Trump's was in 2018.
And again, the Republicans need just 5 seats, a net gain of 5 to take back control. Rachel Scott will be here with us all night long, too. Thanks to you both. By the way, they're just part of the team. The entire team will be in this studio this time tomorrow night. John Carl, Cecilia Vega, Lindsay Davis, Martha Raddatz will all be here in our election headquarters and all across the country, live in each one of the battlegrounds. Our live coverage all night long. We begin at 8 p.m. Eastern on the network, and as the first results come in, we'll have them for you. We're going to be here all night to guide you through it. Expect the unexpected. There are always surprises. Again, tomorrow night, ABC News, the team right here with you all night long. In the meantime, we turn to the other major news this Monday night. The state of emergency in Florida at this hour. A hurricane watch in effect now along the eastern shoreline of Florida. At this hour, Nicole is now gaining strength, possibly hitting as a Category 1 hurricane as soon as Wednesday now. That storm likely to cross the state and then make its way up the coast through several major cities right into New York and the Northeast. Senior meteorologist Rob Marciano in Delray Beach, Florida tonight with the timing and the track and what they're most worried about.
Tonight, Florida residents warily preparing for a rare November hurricane. Right now, Nicole, a sprawling subtropical storm.
This is going to act more like a nor'easter, if you're familiar with those systems up in the Northeast that are sort of big and have wide arms.
In Daytona Beach, officials already advising families there to start moving to safety. Around Orlando, residents filling sandbags and watching this unusual storm's every move.
I think, it might stay a little bit longer and drop more water. And I just don't want water coming in the house.
Nicole expected to move up the entire East Coast after slamming Florida. Large swaths of the state still reeling from Category 4 Ian that ripped ashore on September 28th, packing winds of 150 miles per hour. This new video from Crowder Gulf shows the mountains of garbage they're removing from Bonita Springs and Sanibel Island.
There's flooring and roofing materials, drywall, etc. And those things can become projectiles during this new storm.
So let's bring in Rob Marciano with us tonight. Rob, take us through the timing of this.
Hey, David, hard to believe we're dealing with a potential hurricane here in the month of November, but as rare as it is, it has happened before, so state of emergency and hurricane watches are posted for Florida. The watches extend from Hollywood all the way through Cape Canaveral, and tropical storm watches all the way into Georgia. Right now, it's a hybrid storm, but a big one out there. We do expect it to consolidate through some drier air and become fully tropical and then intensify and become potentially a Category 1 hurricane upon U.S. landfall, looks like late Wednesday night. Then traversing into Tampa before it makes a right turn in through the Carolinas and up the Atlantic seaboard. We're going to have big impacts away from the center because the wind field's so big with this. That means big surge all the way up and through Georgia, potentially the Carolinas as well. Everybody's going to get a piece of this storm eventually, including the Northeast this weekend. David?
Wow, extremely rare for early November. Rob Marciano live in Florida. Rob, thank you. We move on now, and next tonight, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi in her first interview on that brutal attack on her husband. And tonight, Speaker Pelosi is asked how the assault could affect her future in Congress. How she answered that question. Matt Gutman from California tonight.
Tonight, on the eve of the election that will determine whether Democrats keep control of the House, Speaker Nancy Pelosi in her first interview since the brutal hammer attack on her husband, Paul. Acknowledging to CNN's Anderson Cooper the attack will impact her decision on her future in Congress without saying what the decision will be if she's no longer Speaker of the House.
Have you made a decision in your mind, whatever that decision might be?
Well, I have to say my decision will be affected about what happened the last week or two.
Will your decision be impacted by the attack in any way?
Yes.
Pelosi emotional, recalling the moment police woke her up in D.C. to tell her Paul had been violently attacked.
And I hear the doorbell ring and then bang, 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 bang on the door. So I run to the door and I'm very scared. I see this Capitol Police, and they said, we have to come in to talk to you. And I'm thinking, my children, my grandchildren. I never thought it would be Paul. We didn't even know where he was or what his condition was. We just knew there was an assault on him in our home.
Paul Pelosi undergoing several surgeries for a fractured skull, now recovering at home. Authorities say Paul's alleged attacker, David DePape, wanted to take Speaker Pelosi hostage and that he told investigators he planned to target other prominent political leaders.
David DePape faces multiple state and federal charges, including for attempted murder. Now, he has pleaded not guilty. He is due back in court later this month for a status hearing. David.
All right, Matt Gutman live in California tonight. Matt, thank you. We turn now to the war in Ukraine tonight. James Longman and our team with extraordinary access tonight to the Iranian drones being used by the Russians to attack Ukraine. And the other major headline at this hour involves one of Vladimir Putin's key allies tonight now admitting that he did meddle in U.S. elections and saying he will do so again. Here's James Longman from Kyiv tonight.
Yeah. The war in Ukraine is increasingly becoming a full-scale drone war. Russia deploying hundreds of small unmanned aircraft both to kill civilians and destroy critical infrastructure. At an undisclosed location today, ABC was given special access to some of the drones captured by Ukraine.
These are designed to fly directly into targets. They're set off often in groups, as many as 5, on one occasion even 12 of them, in swarms, causing enormous amounts of damage.
The Shahed 136 drone can carry over 80 pounds of explosives, while the smaller 131 around 40.
So, yes, this is the engine, and we know that Iran is the only country that produces those engines.
Iran has now admitted to delivering a limited number of drones months before the war began, but Ukrainian President Zelensky says Tehran is lying about how many it's supplying to Moscow. And on the larger Iranian Mahajer model, which is designed to drop bombs from thousands of feet, we find a manufacture date, February 2022, the month Russia invaded.
These drones, they make an impact on your ability to keep fighting over a long term. I mean, they force you to waste ammunition.
Well, he replies, that's what will depend on our Western partners.
The Bahamas, but hurricane warnings are now
quite something, James, to get access to those Iranian drones. And James, another headline making news at this hour: a Russian businessman with ties to Putin is now admitting to trying to meddle in U.S. elections, both in the past and trying to interfere in the current midterms as well.
Yeah, that's right, David. Yevgeny Prigozhin has denied those allegations for years, but now on the eve of these midterms, he has said we have interfered, we are interfering, and we will interfere carefully, precisely, surgically, as we know how to do. It's a worrying thing to hear. David.
James Longman reporting again tonight from Kyiv. Our thanks to you, James, and the team there. When we come back here on a very busy Monday night, massive explosions and a fire at a chemical plant here in the U.S. The surrounding area is forced to evacuate tonight. And then later this evening, the Powerball jackpot, now the largest in history, and where that jackpot now sits tonight.
There's nothing like hitting the waves.
There's nothing like volunteering, but my moderate to severe eczema can make it hard.
Now I'm staying ahead of it.
Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, so you can have clearer skin and noticeably less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
Does your vitamin C last 24 hours? Only Nature's Bounty does. With Immune 24 Hour Plus, you get longer-lasting vitamin C, plus herbal and other immune superstars. Get more with Nature's Bounty.
Zero commission trades for online U.S. stocks and ETFs, and a commitment to get you the best price on every trade, which saved investors over $1.5 billion last year. That's Decision Tech, only from Fidelity.
If you have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, you're a target for chronic kidney disease. They're the top 2 causes of CKD. CKD usually starts with no symptoms, so you can have it and not know it. To find out, check the kidney numbers from your lab tests. If you have chronic kidney disease, Farxiga can help slow its progression.
Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in women and men, and low blood sugar. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may lead to death. A rare, life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis. And don't take it if you are on dialysis.
Take AIM at CKD by asking your doctor for your kidney numbers and how Farxiga can help. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Tonight, emergency crews are on the scene of an explosion and fire at a chemical plant in Brunswick, Georgia. At least 3 explosions. Residents within a 1-mile radius have been evacuated, others sheltering in place. They plan to let the fire now burn itself out. When we come back here, news on the flu, RSV, and COVID and what they're now seeing in this last week.
I'm still riding toward what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to AFib not caused by a heart valve problem. So if there's a better treatment than warfarin, that's the trail I want to take. Eliquis. Eliquis reduces stroke risk better than warfarin and has less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis has both.
Don't stop taking Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. Get help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
The #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner. Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
You don't have to wait until retirement to start enjoying your plans. With Pacific Life, imagine your future with confidence. For more than 150 years, we've kept our promise to financially protect and provide, so you can look forward to exploring your family's heritage with the ones you love. Talk to a financial professional about life insurance and retirement solutions with Pacific Life.
A dental tool is round for a reason. So is an Oral-B. Round cleans better by surrounding each tooth. So clean, you'll feel like you just left the dentist. Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
Come and get it.
After trying lots of things to manage her IBS-C, things changed for Jill when her doctor recommended treating it with a once-daily pill. And that's when she said yes to adding Linzess. Linzess is not a laxative. It helps you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and is proven to help relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Could your story also be about IBS-C? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn how AbbVie and Ironwood could help you save on Linzess.
If I could be.
Distance means so little when a gift says so much. Etsy has it.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity, using less or a lot less oral pain medicines, and improved quality of life. Ask your doctor about Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Okay, everyone, our mission is complete balanced nutrition. Together, we support immune function, supply fuel for immune cells, and sustain tissue health.
Ensure with 25 vitamins and minerals, and Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
Well, tonight, the CDC is now issuing a health advisory over the triple threat of respiratory viruses affecting children and, of course, overwhelming hospitals across the U.S. Pediatric hospital beds are now at 78% capacity, 5 states at more than 90% capacity. And tonight, an eye-opening number on the flu. Overall hospitalizations for the flu are now at their highest level in more than a decade in the U.S. They're urging Americans to get their flu shot. When we come back here, getting in line to vote and getting in line to win the Powerball. The new jackpot tonight.
You okay, man? The internet is telling me a million different ways I should be trading. Look.
What's up, my trade dogs? So you should be listening to me. You want to be rich like me? You want to trust me on this one.
Malachite crystals.
Wow.
Yeah. It's time to take control of your investing education. Cut through the noise with best-in-class education resources that match your preferred style of learning. Learn your way, not theirs. TD Ameritrade, where smart investors get smarter.
Avoiding triggers but still get migraine attacks? Qulipta can help prevent migraine attacks. Qulipta gets right to work, keeps attacks away over time. Qulipta is a preventive treatment for episodic migraine. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and tiredness. Ask your doctor about Qulipta.
Age is just a number, and mine's unlisted.
Try Boost High Protein with 20 grams of protein for muscle health versus 16 grams in Ensure High Protein. Boost High Protein also has key nutrients for immune support. Boost High Protein.
When you can't sleep, try ZzzQuil Pure Z's gummies from the world's #1 sleep aid brand. Its special formula helps you fall asleep naturally with an optimal dose of melatonin, so you can wake up refreshed for better sleep like never before.
For people who love their vehicles, there's only one name on their holiday list: WeatherTech. Laser-measured floor liners that fit perfectly in the front and rear. Seat protector to guard against spills and messes. Cargo liner, bump step, and no-drill mud flaps to protect the exterior. And Cup Foam keeps phones secure and handy. Shop for everyone on your list with American-made products at WeatherTech.com.
Type 2 diabetes? Discover the power of 3 in the Ozempic Tri-Zone.
In my Ozempic Tri-Zone, I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
Ozempic provides powerful A1C reduction. In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events, such as stroke, heart attack, or death, in adults also with known heart disease. And you may lose weight. Adults lost up to 14 pounds. Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrineoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Join the millions already taking Ozempic. Ask your healthcare provider about the Ozempic Tri-Zone.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 3-month prescription.
Before we go tonight, dream big. Tonight's Powerball drawing now worth $1.9 billion. The lump sum cash value more than $929 million, the largest jackpot ever. Long lines across the country today. 40 drawings now without a winner. Tickets sold in 45 states. Look at this. People crossing state lines today, some waiting for 3 hours at the Nevada-California border. Good luck. Reminder, tomorrow night our team right here for the election, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you then. Good night.
World News Tonight is sponsored by Jefferson Health. U.S. News and World Report's 2022-23 rankings have recognized Jefferson Health hospitals as among the best regionally and nationally in multiple medical specialties. For an appointment, call 1-800-JEFF-NOW.
Einstein was a smart guy. He said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Like sending the same people to Washington and expecting a change. Take Andy Kim. 4 years in office, a lifetime in D.C., and what do we get? Record inflation, higher taxes, rising crime. If you want more of that, vote for him. But I think we can do better. If you want to change Washington, change your congressman. I'm Bob Healy, and I approve this message.
At Len the Plumber, our expertise